There we go.
We are
live. Delay.
Good morning, everybody. Good Wednesday morning. 6 days away from the election. I'm Dale. That is Jim, and we are garbage. We are garbage, Jim.
All of us.
All of us. All of us are garbage. We're going to talk about that
and
statement.
The Democrats are the garbage men.
Yep, that's right. And they're going to clean it up. We're going to talk about all that, and we're also going to talk about election interference and what's truly going on in PA, in Ohio, and some other areas. Jimmy, okay over there? Look like you're concerned.
I'm making sure we're live on everything.
Are we?
Yep.
Okay. Tell us, folks, if you're there, if you can hear us. Again, I'm having internet issues. Buckeye, good morning. We're going to talk about the election interference, Kamala's word salad again. Boy, so much to go over here. If you were tuning in today expecting an interview, we'll review that briefly. That's not happening. So That's not happening, but so much more is. Jim, on another amazing episode of what?
Live from the Patriot Prayer Network studios. It's two guys, one coup.
6 days, America. Wake the hell up.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, buried in the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Fight back rage, flames in the night. No more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. Two guys, one coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall and truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mix poison in the vow. But we see through, we feel the beats.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, Jim. Before we get to our amazing sponsors, Grit Gear and Lock and Load, there will be no interview today, as we had told you on the last episode. I don't know that we want to go into the details, Jim. We were going to.
I screwed up, plain and simple.
I mean,
I saw the name. It's not, and that's not why we're not doing the interview.
Correct.
All right, it's not the Peter Wolf I thought it was, but we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
I guess there's possibly could be more than one Peter Wolf in the world. In the music made
industry?
an assumption and it was bad, but that's not the reason we're not having them on.
No, actually,
that is not it, because this guy has written some very good music over his time. So,
and a patriotic song that support of Trump and all that. But the truth of the matter is, you see probably me not having great internet issues again, and that's just the way it's going to be. And so y'all can keep your comments to yourself.
You just opened it up, dude.
You just keep your comments to yourself. I won't respond to negativity today. 6 days before the election, and I refuse to be negative in any way, shape, or form. Jim's looking beefy still. Let's get onto that a little bit. Thank you. Don't roll your eyes at me, young man. You're looking good, and I'm proud of you. Let's hear from our sponsor, Grit Gear Apparel, Lock and Load Coffee. We will be back to get this show a-rolling. Be right back, folks.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
Folks, that is Grit Gear Apparel. Jim, can you hear me at all?
Yeah.
GritGearApparel.com, lockandloadcoffee.com. Please remember to use coupon code 2GUYS to get 10% off your first order. Continue using that code so they know that you heard it here on this show on the Patriots Per Network from our particular podcast. That's how you'll know. Veteran supported, American owned and operated. Yep. American first, family owned and operated. Jimmy had me all screwed up. My internet. So this whole day is, so this is what's happening. I'm trying not to be negative. I'm having internet issues, as you can tell. No, you don't have to be nice, crazy Southpaw. You don't have to be nice. I'm just not going to acknowledge them. That's all.
I will.
Jim will pop them up there. That's cool. But I'm just gonna, every time one pops up, I will say, oh, hey, thank you, lockandloadcoffee.com. Please go support them.
Yeah.
Please go support them. That was a screwed up minute and a half. But thank you for joining us, folks. So let's get right into this. Joseph Biden spoke yesterday, as if anyone gives a crap what he has to say at this point. And he proceeded to say the following. We're going to play it right away. I'm sure you've all heard it, but let's get into this.
Or I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
So I don't know if that came through well or not, Jim. Did you hear it well?
Not.
It did not, did it? Yeah, because it's everything I'm playing on my end because of the
You
stupid
want me
internet.
to try it?
Yeah, try it. Play it. See if you can.
All right,
You got to
which
start it
one?
over.
Ready?
Yep, start it over.
Just a minute. Can you give me just a minute?
Do your job.
So where I'm
Nope. Mm-hmm.
in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that. Okay.
No, it's not something wrong with that, Jim. It's something wrong with Cox Cable and Cox Wi-Fi. That's what's wrong with it. That's what's wrong with it. So I said I wasn't going to be negative. Here I am, negative. And I'm just going to remain that way all show now. I might just buck out and have you do the show. I hate Jim. Every time he puts one up there, that's what I'm going to say. I hate Jim.
Anyway, what he was
put him
saying,
up there, prick.
but did you catch what they're backing away from now?
Mm-hmm.
He meant what was going on at Madison Square Garden.
Is that what he meant?
But
the Nazi
that's
rally?
Not what he said.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
He said, but when a comedian sits there and talks about Puerto Rico being floating garbage,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yep,
but
correct.
he can call us floating garbage.
He can,
and that's okay.
That's okay.
The important.
So yeah, that's it. So that goes along. So that makes me wonder, Jim, if anybody can hear me. Am I breaking up as far as I'm speaking, Jim, or is it just freezing up on the screen? Okay. Please let me know if I do. Not in the way you've been letting me know by the comments. Just you let me know. Did he do this because he is senile and he knows no better and he's just ignorant? Or
nope.
Is he mad? Is he mad at the Democrats and he's sabotaging Kamala's campaign?
What I think.
Is he smart enough to even go that path?
He's not.
Or cognitive enough?
Jill is.
You think Jill's sabotaging
her power?
Huh?
She's losing her power.
Yeah, but she's not controlling it. I mean, the Obamas are. So why would they? Well, why would they let that? So it's either one of three things. He's just absolutely senile and he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's a logical explanation for Joe Biden.
Maybe combination.
He's trying to sabotage the campaign. There's that explanation, and that's the only two I can think of. I can't think of any other reason he would say those words. I mean, that's the new deplorables. That's the new, And what it did, what it clearly did was take all the heat off of the Puerto Rican comment and all the, I mean, it literally switched the news cycle. Even CNN was talking about, well, you can't really ignore. I mean, he said it. You can't ignore it. You know, it's unbelievable to me.
On a day when Kamala Harris was doing her closing arguments.
It took
Look,
the news
these
cycle
two
away
do not
from
like
her.
each other.
Yeah,
they do not like each other because she is distancing herself from him. So from her, but he's going out letting people know. Jill is letting people know that they're not happy with how this happens.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Because you didn't hear from him for a long time. Now all of a sudden, a couple weeks left and a week week before the election now, all of a sudden Joe's got stuff to say. So it does make you wonder, is he sabotaging it?
This is all joy and unity.
Oh, it is. Yeah, nothing but joy and unity. That's the thing. So when Trump specific, and there's another good point, when Trump specifically is talking about Kamala Harris or Biden or anybody in their administration, he's talking about that person. He's not their supporters, their deplorables, their garbage. He's for every American, whether the ignorant left sees it or not, or even appreciates it or not, and they don't. But that's the difference.
Most of them are uninformed.
Okay.
There's a lot of stupid ones out there, but I think we still have a lot of uninformed.
I do too. I mean, I honestly do think that. So, but this is the moment when Trump was in Georgia at a rally in Atlanta. And this is the moment that he found out that happened. It was Marco Rubio, who was also there that informed him of that. So hopefully this works. Well, I mean, if not, we got a long day ahead of us if these videos aren't working. Fingers crossed, people. Again, comments to yourself, please.
To be joined by some incredible people. I already mentioned.
Oh, man. Jim.
Senator Marco Rubio. Marco, will you come up here, please?
Jim, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove myself and come back in. Okay. Is what I'm going to do. So keep talking. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. We'll do it.
See you.
Okay. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, folks. I want to talk about something that happened in Pennsylvania. In this last voting, early voting in Pennsylvania, the Republicans are doing quite well. We are actually outperforming Democrats in early voting, and that doesn't happen, folks. That is a Democrat usually dominates the early voting. Republicans dominate the day of voting. But in Pennsylvania, so what are they going to do in Pennsylvania to help offset this? Well, watch this, folks. This is what they're doing.
No, they had these people, they had about 12 of them walked in, they were all foreigners, and then they took them up, these younger people helped them to fill out, they say vote PA today, and then they took them up, and somehow they beat a 2-hour line, and then they walked up, and the one lady, they were even asking her, they're like, we don't have you in the system, your name's not right. And they're like, oh, well, we'll take it back and change it. Yeah. How do you change your damn name?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you.
It's unbelievable. This was weird, Jim.
You see the line of voters in line? 2-hour line.
2-hour line.
That was a 2-hour line. And
that's where?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's just so they're walking these illegals up, walking them ahead of it. How is this possible? How is this allowed? Well, it's Pennsylvania. That's
Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania.
There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. You guys ignore it. Forget it. CNN's going to say, oh, those guys are just whining and everything else and all this stuff. And folks, this is why I believe Pennsylvania is going to go to President Trump. I do believe it. I do believe people there in Pennsylvania are frustrated.
Despite the cheating? Or
no, because I do think some of this cheating is going to be caught. I do. I think the Republicans are more prepared now than they were in 2020 and 2022. Will that make a difference? I don't know. But it just tells me that they will stop at nothing.
Correct.
to make sure President Trump is not president.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're gonna say that it's a. So just real quick, isn't that insurrection?
Yeah.
I mean,
It is.
that's what all they can talk about is January 6th, and I've got some information on that too.
Correct.
But January 6th about it's part of the 13 lies that Kamala had in her closing arguments before the
We'll get
election.
into that. Yeah,
we'll get into that a little bit later. But I just wanted to show that because I think it's important and then you've got some other information from voting, and let's hope everything works.
Let's hope it does. Let's get some comments on here first. I want to show. I heard the important parts. Thank you to the point. I think that's probably Mike. So thank you for that, Mike. Dale, you seem a little angry. LOL. No, I'm not angry at all. But this makes me. Thank you, Buckeye. Show Dale and Jim some love. Dale needs it today. That is for sure. What's up, crew? What's up with you? What's going on, buddy? I'm having internet issues. Help me. At any rate, so that is Seth. He has got a show. It's Conservative Corner. He is on the Patriots Prayer Network. Please go listen to him as well. Anyways, Jim, I'm going to try to play something else here. I don't know if it's going to work any of these videos today for me, but do you? Good.
Yep.
Good. So since we're talking about PA, I don't know if you heard about the woman that was arrested in PA for encouraging people to vote, to stand in line, to not leave the line, not telling them who to vote for, just telling them to vote. This is what happened to her. Fingers crossed. Wow. Oh, so here we go. Nothing's going to work today, Jim. I'm just going to let it play out. Wow. That's
We'll talk about it when it ends.
crazy. You locked her up? You didn't hear the end, but Jim, talk about it for a minute. I'm going away again. I can't do
this
it.
was a Republican congresswoman who was just there telling people to stay in line, vote, your patriotic duty. That's it. Did not say vote Republican. Didn't even have her t-shirt on. Nothing identified her as a Republican. And she was let out in handcuffs.
Nothing. She wasn't wearing a MAGA hat. She wasn't wearing any of that stuff. You know, she was doing none of that. So, guys, I'm sorry. I don't even know how I'm going to get through this show, Jim, to be honest with you. I mean, this is going to be a complete mess. For me, I've got 1,000 videos that aren't playing.
Well, we can.
So
I think people can get the gist from what it's.
Yeah,
playing,
there's some crazy ones that you're going to need to hear. You know, and unfortunately, it's just not happening today for some god awful reason, and the numbers show it, don't they, Jim? At any rate, this is what's happening. I keep freezing up. I've switched multiple internet things. You guys don't want to hear the problem, but this is the worst I think it's ever been, to be honest with you, right now. And I'll try to play one more. That was Butler. This is in Bucks County, PA. So I'll explain it beforehand if you don't know, but it's basically 2-ish in the afternoon and people are in line to early vote, and 2 cops, I guess they are, come and put a line ends here. Like they literally stopped people from standing in line hours before the polls close for early voting. I don't think it's going to work, but you'll get the idea of it here. Yeah, so there you go.
It's 2:40.
Yep.
Well, did you hear what their reasoning was?
Well, I don't even care anymore, Jim.
They didn't have the workers.
Mm-hmm. Is that what
they
they
didn't
said?
have the workers? That's why they had, because they weren't going to stay after their time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to stay open. I mean, I get it. It's from 8 to 8,
right?
But there it was 2, like the woman said on the video, it's 2:15.
Yeah.
Polls close at 5.
She did say
they're
that.
putting a sign up. They're putting a sign up there that says line ends here. So basically,
ends
he
here.
showed a vote. And there was a guy on a previous one. We don't have the clip, but he was interviewed and said, "Are you going to come back?" And he goes, "I don't know if I can come back."
Yeah.
You know, he said his fiance is pregnant, and he, you know, and she's due on election day, so he doesn't know if he's going to be. That was his time to vote, and he was turned away. So,
correct.
And again, that's not. It's not against a Republican or Democrat or anything like that. Okay, they don't know who these voters are.
Correct.
But I'm sorry, when you know that voter turnout, Republicans are dominating the early voting turnout in Pennsylvania. I smell something.
Oh, you smell something, all right.
Okay.
You smell something,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Without a doubt, there's something bad going on here.
Let's go to some of these states that are talking about it's going to take days before they know.
Yeah.
Is it because they can't count? No.
No.
Is it because the voting machines are going to lock up and do all this stuff? No. They're going to take a long time to count. Why, Dale? Because they have to know where Trump's at and how many they have to put in there. You call me conspiracy theorist all you want to.
Yeah,
say
you
that
don't.
I'm crazy. I'm nuts. I could care less.
It's not
I am
conspiracy
telling you
anymore.
right now, this is why these states are saying it could take longer than because they need to know how many votes. This is the United States of America. The state of Indiana will know within 2 hours after the polls close.
Florida will be called.
Yeah,
a couple
And
hours
so
max.
Indiana,
after. 27
one of the
million.
states that gets made fun of constantly by the ones on the east and the ones on the west. Constantly made fun of. We figured it out.
Yep, correct.
And you know, it is machine voting, which I get it can be, can be broken into and stuff like that. But we figured it out. And by the way, you have to have an ID. I was just telling you the story of my daughter on the voter registration. She still has our address where we live. But her driver's license was changed to where she had lived before.
Correct.
Well, she can't vote. They don't match.
Not there.
Gee, isn't that something? And
But
I'm
she
not
can
mad
go to where
about
her
it.
license matches, right? Like, so she can go to that precinct and vote.
No, because she's registered to vote with us.
Well, how is she? So wait a second. She's registered to vote there, but how did they register her if it doesn't match her license?
She registered. No. She did not register when she had her license changed because she was already registered.
Oh, okay.
She's new to this, for the most part. So she did not know that when she was getting her driver's license changed, she should have registered to vote then. She should have. But she thought, well, I'm already registered. So that, it was a mistake. It's done. But again, I am not mad about it. I am not mad about it because those are the rules.
Why doesn't she go get her license changed?
Well, she still has time. She still has time to do that. But, we're trying to get some things sorted out to try and get that done. But the point that I'm trying to make is that Indiana does this.
Yeah.
All right. You don't see those people in lines in Indiana do that. You won't see that in Indiana.
Yeah.
So
anyway. Why Pennsylvania? Why? I mean, why all of that? Why those states again?
Can I add something real quick? I want to
please, because I'm not going to be able to.
Well, we talked about garbage. So I have a video here, folks. Remember, President Biden called us garbage. Don't let all the CNN talking heads try to backtrack and say, "Oh, this is what he meant." We're garbage. Watch this.
Right next to me. There you go. And then we're going to have...
There you go.
Got it? Okay.
And the people in the back, can you spread out a little bit?
It's creepy.
Welcome to the front row. Do you remember what I told you? No, not smile. No date till you're 30. Hey, Angel, how old are you? You're 12. What's your name? How are you? The problem is, you guys, you got a hard time. You know what I mean? All right, sister. I like kids better than people.
You can see these kids are not comfortable.
They are not.
Grandpa's one of the good guys.
That's nice of you to say.
No, I'm not saying. He knows. Do you know what my what my dad used to say, your granddaughters have one important job.
God, dude. I didn't even
We-
know there was that many.
We are garbage. We're garbage.
I
And let's
mean,
not
I'm
forget the
that's
book
uncomfortable
that his
to
daughter
watch.
wrote about taking showers with her dad.
Well, that was debunked, Jim. That's fake news. You know that. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
But anyway, we are garbage.
We
in-
are the garbage.
In this.
Yep.
I-
And they're going to clean it up. That was incredible. That was hard to watch. You know,
it very uncomfortable because you saw these kids. They were like, this. They knew it wasn't right.
Yep.
They knew
Mhm.
this was not right.
you got that right,
But
John Doe. Sick
we go.
shit for sure, man. It's unbelievable. You know, let's say good morning, guys. Finally got a break from work. Glad to be here.
Not to
Thank
say
you for being
anything,
here.
but I
Aiken.
wondered where you were
You
at.
didn't miss much. What's that?
I wondered where he was at.
Yeah.
he
You're
usually
here to see
comments.
my internet freeze up all freaking
But
day.
and the good part is you're doing
Mhm.
okay now.
I'm doing okay now, but you know, I've got, I don't know, 8 other videos that I
know,
need
and
to play, and I just
possibly
don't
go
think
out
they're
and
going to
pick them
work.
up,
Huh?
but
What's that?
I could possibly go look at some.
What do you
see
mean
if I
go
can pull it
look?
in, but
Well, this one's going to be
Um,
hard. So I'm going to put this one, just so you know, election interference not only involves what they're doing there, but you know, in Portland, Oregon, in Vancouver, Washington, clearly blue, you
Mhm.
know, always blue cities
Mhm.
and in blue states, but they're just blue counties. They're not blue states because everywhere else outside of Seattle, Vancouver, Portland, is red for the most part, you know, in those areas. But this is another form of election interference. And well, anyways, I'll try to play. You'll get the gist of it, whether it comes through or not, but just, you'll see. There's a ballot box on fire. Okay. Now, Jim and I witnessed these ballot boxes firsthand while we were up in Vancouver, Washington, over the summer, and people were dropping off ballots then. We saw it, but that was for the primaries. This
Right,
is now
right.
for the election. And you see, like, so you could sit there and look at this and you could say, oh my gosh, is that, you know, are they blue ballots? You know, maybe they are. And shouldn't you be pissed if you're a Democrat as
Mhm.
well? Like, would this
Well-
not be something you should be very angry about?
Yeah.
I mean, regardless or not,
Because I'm angry.
that's
at seeing
election
it.
interference.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm angry for seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, if
That-
it's
that's-
someone if it's a MAGA person that did it,
Mhm.
I'd be very upset with that person for doing that because it's
Exactly.
hypocritical. We bitch about what they do, but we're going to do
Agreed.
this. No, that's not
Agreed.
how. No.
Yep, I absolutely agree. That is absolutely an embarrassment to our to that process of voting. And this is what you get when you get mail-in ballots, right? I'm not talking about early voting. I'm not talking about absentee ballots that you send in. That's a whole nother story the Democrats are cheating on now. I'm talking about these just unmanned, unprotected ballot boxes everywhere around these cities for this purpose alone, to absolutely cheat. Who's counting those? Who's grabbing those? And now they're setting them on fire. And there's stories of people finding ballots, you know, in the middle of the street. A postal worker used a key and took ballots out and dumped them down a storm drain. I mean, this is mail-in ballots. This is what's happening to them.
Yep.
You know, my parents, who are now back with us here in Florida, had to mail their ballots in early before they left the state of Ohio. Is that getting counted? Is their ballot getting counted? It's one thing to vote early and go, and there's issues with that, as we saw in Pennsylvania. But to mail in a ballot, it is just absolutely, I would never do it. I would never
Because
do it.
You lose the line of control, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as
What
you
little
mark
control
that
we
ballot
have over
and
it.
you put that in there,
Mhm.
you lose control of it. You're assuming
Yeah.
it's going to be handled correctly. You assume that it's going to be. But do they know when they go
Mhm.
to the U.S. Postal Service, when they go to your mailboxes, right? And
Yeah,
they
correct.
see where you're
Mhm.
at, you put your mailbox. Well, they know who we are. You know,
They know who
are
we are.
they going
That's
to,
right.
you know, what are
Yep.
they going to do?
Correct.
Folks, mail-in balloting is the most ridiculous thing I can't even
It
comprehend
breeds
any of
fraud.
this stuff.
It breeds
Yeah,
fraud.
you open it up for fraud. You
You can
literally
only
do.
draw
But
one conclusion from it. Fraudulent, stealing
so
elections.
If the Democrats were serious about proving that they want free and fair elections, let's stop the mail-in ballot. You show up in person to vote with an ID. Legally. Vote. If you want to prove it, let's do it. Let's do it that way. Let's get it out there.
Exactly. It is Wednesday. We are going to play right now Warrior Shield, our ad for our good friends at Warrior Shirt. I hate Jim. Jim's
I'm
looking
not the
beefy
one that
there.
said it.
Jim's. I told you every time you put one of those up, that's what you're going to get. So I mean, it's retaliation. I get it. It's the defense mechanism, and I really could give two craps about his opinion. So. It is Warrior Shield Wednesday. Let's hear from them. We will be right back, folks.
Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or by connecting them with our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hardworking, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation, selflessly doing for those who need it most.
It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight.
Well, I froze up.
WarriorShield.org, folks. Cannot tell you how great these individuals are part of this organization. Remember, this is a group that fundraise for other groups that fundraise. Okay. And it's mostly for veterans.
Correct.
To help our veterans out. And I cannot, like I said, when we went to their foundation event that they had down in Florida, we have met some of the greatest people. And you and I continually say this, and the more people we meet doing this show, the better people we become, I think.
Correct.
And and Rich and Sharon are a part of that group as well. You guys met Chance. Chance was on here. We had Chance Solwell on here from there, the head of it. They're just great people, and the work that they do, they don't raise money for themselves, folks.
Nope.
They raise money for other groups. So it's an awesome group to be a part of.
WarriorShield.org. Go to WarriorShield.org. You can find out there how to donate, how to help, how to get involved. It's absolutely very important. Again, there's a lot of places you can throw your money to. If you're going to throw it to somebody, give it to Warrior Shield. They deserve it. No doubt about it. Jim, let's continue here as best as I can. You should have seen the text message I sent to my Cox guy when during that commercial. So anyways, we'll figure it out, folks. I do have some more videos. I don't know that they're going to play. There's a lot going on. There is election fraud in Ohio, Lansing, Michigan. I hope this one plays, Jim. This one is incredible. This is about Dominion voting machines in Lansing, Michigan, and about those machines countrywide. So please, for the love of God, play, and let's see if we can get through this. Hold on.
Bats with specifically from Dominion. Why was that only caught in the past few days, and why can't it be?
Jim, this is so important. So important. Lesson.
Yeah, this is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals in the counties that use them in the voter access terminals. Of course, not all.
Jim, just continue with the show. I think we're going to bail. You could probably handle the show by yourself, couldn't you? Rest of the way.
Seriously. You're fine. It's folks, again, we're having problems with Dominion voting machines.
Maybe that's who my internet provider is.
Now, how many, like, they sued and successfully won against Fox News and some of these other places that were complaining about Dominion. How is this possible? Because this is happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Mm-hmm. In a lot of these key battleground states, that's what they use.
Mm-hmm.
Count.
That's Michigan.
That's what they use.
Michigan. Mm-hmm.
And
Michigan. You didn't get the gist of it. It's about a minute and a half, and it really explains the absolute deep problems that they're telling us they're having in Michigan with Dominion voting machines. Now, I think for two reasons. One, because I truly think they are having that problem. And two, it's because the Democrats can then now start going, well, the machines changed votes, or the machines did this, or the machines failed. Or I think they're preparing for after election at this point now.
Yeah. Well,
everything's leading to.
President Trump's going to win the vote. He's going to win the popular vote.
You think
when
so?
it's all said and done, he's winning
so?
the popular vote. Yep. And he's going to win, and it will be considered a landslide when he ends up winning, because Kamala Harris has already pulled out. And you want me to talk about that right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember, folks, Kamala Harris pulled out of North Carolina. The ads are
$2 million worth of ads out of North Carolina
because internal polling, she's losing.
Yeah,
I personally think she's going to lose Virginia. That's my personal opinion. I just think there's too many things going on there. There are other states that we're not talking about that I think are going to switch. Again, this is a really, I would not put money on it.
You're about to say
I would not put money on it, but I think New York.
Yeah.
It's going to fall.
I hope so. I mean, I could see it. Obviously, we could see it. We could see that happening. No doubt about it. But the whole North Carolina thing is that that she took she was campaigning. She had $2.7 million reserved for the campaign. On Monday, she pulled out $2 million of that. It's announced she's having a rally in Raleigh, North Carolina today, is what she's at. It's the only place she is actually winning, is in Raleigh, North Carolina. Everywhere else, East Coast, everywhere else around the state, she is losing, and losing big. So yeah, they pulled the money out of North Carolina. Now, where they're going to throw that money, probably into Pennsylvania. Trump's going to have to take Pennsylvania. Trump's probably going to have to take Michigan. He's going to have to take those two states. I think Ohio's in the bag. I think he's good there.
Well, keep in mind, he's up.
Huh?
When you take the rear clear average of all the polls, he's ahead in Michigan and Pennsylvania. This is not their internal numbers.
Yeah.
Correct. We always know their internal numbers are more appropriate and accurate from what they are. Why do you think these newspapers, why do you think these big bankers are not endorsing Kamala? And they're reaching out to President Trump. CEOs of these organizations are reaching out to President Trump.
Correct.
Why do you think this is happening? They have these numbers. Aiken, I got to show this for Aiken, because this is very creative, and I love this.
Yeah. Okay.
Kamala's latest quote: "Help me, Dominion voting machines. You're my only hope."
You're my only hope.
For those Star Wars fans, that was a perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah. And that was perfect.
But it is, because we all know there's no way in hell this woman is going to be there. But you talk about, there's Colorado has a problem. The Secretary of State of Colorado. Can I play this video real quick?
Yeah. Go. Real quick, can I just on the whole garbage thing before we move forward? Harris finally commented on it. Okay. This morning, she said, "I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for." Harris said, You heard me last night and continuously throughout career. I believe that the work that I do is about people, whether or not." Is that true? Calling the Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden?
Nazis.
Yeah. Is that true? Is she back to joy again? Are we getting more joy from Kamala now? you know, her joyful campaign. That was her comment that she made, you know. Again, distancing herself from Biden.
Nobody
you know,
buys it.
Nobody buys it. Nobody's buying it.
Well,
Nobody's
okay,
buying the Nazi comments.
to that
But go
line,
ahead, Jim.
somebody should have told her running mate this. Watch this, folks.
The larger context of your recent comment comparing the Sunday Trump rally to a Nazi rally. And I would also throw in there Obama's bitter clingers, guns and religion comment from a while back, the deplorable line from Hillary Clinton's campaign, and the way that Democrats are seen by some voters as disrespecting them. And I have to ask, does that undercut this closing message of unity from your campaign?
No, certainly not.
No.
Now, he did go on.
How could it?
But it was
could
the same old rhetoric.
How could it?
President Trump.
Well, he was probably trying to run a pick six, Jim.
For the most part, President Trump attacks them.
Individually, like we said earlier.
Them.
Yeah.
Now, every
not the
once in a
voters.
while, he may bring up a George Clooney or a specific
Still,
voter
he's
or certain
attacking
voter.
them.
Yes. He does not attack the group of people.
No.
Okay. Again, go out. You posted on Facebook, which was an excellent post, and we talked about this before. Look at the definition of fascism.
Yep.
And you tell me what party lines with fascism more. And
Correct.
I guarantee you it's not going to be Trump.
Correct. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it. I had on here, well, he doubled down on it. He also, another reporter asked Walls about the Nazi comment, and he doubled down on it. And he said that's, you know, he's talking about the hate that was at the Madison Square Garden. Hate. Did you see anything hateful about any of that at Madison Square Garden? Anything? Nothing.
That event at Madison Square Garden,
historic,
was more diverse than anything Kamala Harris had.
Yep. Well, I mean, Kamala Harris buses into diversity.
Well,
We know
okay,
that.
but that's what has to happen. Right now, the only issue that she's winning on is abortion.
Yep.
That's the only issue she's winning on.
Yeah,
So
they just want to kill
again,
babies.
folks,
It's fine.
Again, folks, I'm trying to figure out how in the hell she is neck and neck with President Trump.
She is not.
None of this makes sense.
It makes
None of
sense
it.
because
The
that
top
way,
two
again,
issues,
Jim, the cheat can happen.
economy and border. Even CNN polls show that President Trump would be more likely to better handle those issues.
Yeah. Well, you want to hear who the black women for Kamala? You want to hear what she had to say? I don't know if this will play either, but let's see if it will. This one is one where we can't comment on because I had to save it as a video, so maybe it'll play. But this is the leader of the Black Women for Kamala on a Zoom call with two other gentlemen. And this is what she had to say about, you know, white women.
All the trailer parks are all covered. All of the people up in West Virginia in the hills, they covered. They got them all the way there to Wall Street. He did that. And we sitting there talking about the white women. Forget the white women. They're going to do what they white men tell them to do. That's what they tell themselves. Yeah, and you know, they be smiling in your face. Good. They want to stay in charge. They miss Ann. So I don't care nothing about them. I know we got to do what we got to do. That's my interpretation.
Wow. You heard
I
that,
can
right?
tell you right now, I am married to an individual.
Mm-hmm.
If I went up to my bride and told her, you will vote Kamala Harris this year.
Yeah.
Not only will I get a toaster upside the head, I'll be sleeping on the couch for the next 3 days.
You will.
So I don't know what women they're talking about.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But it's like F the white women.
Isn't
Right?
that-
She said it. And then she's like,
isn't
oh,
that
well, I
racist,
meant
though?
forget the white women.
Isn't that
Right?
racist though? I think that's
Not
racist.
when it happens to crackers. Not when whitey's involved. It's not. There's no racism against whiteys. It's impossible, Jim. It's fake news. It's something you haven't heard. You know, that's what it is. So makes me want to watch Blazing Saddles.
I love that. Love the movie. Great movie.
Oh, one of the best. You know,
But Colorado
That's why I
has their own problems, folks.
Oh, they
Now,
do.
this reporter, and there are some reporters out there that are actually really good. I mean, we've talked about this,
There's a few. There's select.
This is a reporter that goes after the Secretary of State of Colorado on the different issues that they've had in 2020, 2022, and coming in 2024. Now, watch this.
Yeah.
Time that your office has made mistakes that have damaged voters' confidence in our elections. In 2022, your office sent out mailers to 30,000 non-citizens inviting them to register to vote. They, of course, are not eligible to register to vote. That same year, your office used Colorado's ballot tracking system to send messages to specific Coloradans encouraging them to vote when, in fact, they had already voted, causing confusion that had to be cleaned up by the county clerks. And now this leak of the voting system passwords. Given your office's repeated errors that have damaged confidence in our elections, which you say is paramount, will you resign?
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not.
Now, again, guys, when this happens in the Republican Party, they are asked to resign. And if they don't resign, we make sure they do. That's what we do.
That's right. George Santos, for instance.
Yep. You screw up, you're on your own. Okay. We don't double down on you. Correct. So, but here it is. All the issues that have happened, the Secretary of State's responsible and in charge of voter rolls and making sure these elections get handled the way your state law says they're supposed to get handled.
Yep. Correct.
One of the most powerful positions in the state outside of governor, correct?
That is exactly
that's the way it is. And so here we are. But do you want to show something else, or can I?
Yeah. Because I'm trying to save them as videos where and they tend to work a little bit better in that instead of presenting
that
them.
one worked really well. Okay,
that
so
one
I want
did.
to
So go on
really quick. The closing arguments in Washington from Kamala Harris. This
at
is
her
where,
rally.
Yeah, at her rally, because
where they were chanting.
She was at where the
F
insurrection
Israel.
happened.
Yep.
Right. She was where the insurrection happened, where the horrible January 6th.
That's right. The worst thing, worse than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Correct.
Yeah, which is the worst thing, which is all they got, because we can show all different videos of when the city's burned for all through 2020s and even before that. But that stuff's okay. The first thing was then President Donald Trump sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol to overturn the will of the people. And again, we all know this. He did not send them. He said peacefully and patriotically march down there. That's what he said. Okay. And only 5 rioters ultimately charged with firearm crimes in this matter. So she lied about that. Here's number 2. He has an enemies list of people he intends to prosecute. No such list exists, and Trump has pointed out that despite campaign rhetoric in 2016, he refrained from prosecuting his rival Hillary Clinton, even though she had arguably broken the law with her misuse of classified information and destruction of government documents. Number 3, she said he says that one of the highest priorities is to set free the violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers on January 6th. First of all, no, he did not. He said the nonviolent offenders, he's going to look at those cases on a case-by-case basis, and they're going to be let out. Like, for instance, the gentleman of the wife we interviewed. He would get out no problem because there's no reason he should be in there. Number 4, Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. That is not what he said. He said he would use the National Guard or, if really necessary, the military against radical left lunatics who disrupt the election. That's what he said, not against the American people.
Correct.
I will always tell you that she said, I will always tell you the truth. I'm not even going to address that one. Every time she lies. Number 6, Trump wants tax cuts for billionaires and big corporations. Breitbart News has demonstrated in many repeated fact checks that Trump tax cuts of 2017 primarily benefited the middle class and actually imposed higher taxes on some wealthy households. Okay, especially in Democrat-run states.
Correct.
Number 7, he will pay for it with 20% national sales tax. Trump has never proposed a national sales tax and would certainly oppose one. The term national sales tax is how Democrats describe Trump's tariffs, which, by the way, they have not replaced Trump's tariffs.
No.
Those are still in place. Number 8, he has cut the Medicare and Social Security every year. That is false. That he did propose some cuts to Social Security, but not Medicare benefit cuts. Ironically, Biden-Harris administration cut Medicare Advantage, which a majority of Medicare beneficiaries use to traditional Medicare. Almost done, folks. Number 9, he would ban abortion nationwide. He has never said that.
Never said that.
Never said he would. Number 10, Trump would restrict access to birth control and IVF. He has never said
that.
Trump killed a border security bill. He did not kill the bill.
I didn't know he was president or vice president. I didn't know that.
Kill the bill. The bill was killed because why do we have to have another bill when all you have to do is implement the what President Trump had done?
Correct.
And just put them back
in Mexico would have been fine.
Here's my favorite one again. They keep using this. Trump called soldiers suckers and losers. That has been proven many times over that this is not correct. And this is not accurate, and they need to stop. Number 13, Trump wants to put people who disagree with him in jail. Ironically, ambulance and science were heard at the time during Harris's speech, and they may have been irony alerts because the Biden-Harris Department of Justice is still trying to put Trump in jail. Harris also spoke of the same day former President aide Stephen Bannon emerged from prison after serving 4 months for contempt of Congress charge widely viewed as bogus. It was bogus.
It was.
It was completely bogus, folks, because he even said, they asked him, why, what are you still doing in there? And he says, well, they tell me if I tell them what they want to hear, they'll let me out.
Yep. That's right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sidney Powell and some of these other individuals worked out a plea.
They did.
Okay. And they had to throw President Trump under the bus.
Yep.
They're cowards.
Cowards.
Okay. Whether they didn't have the money to fight it or they just stopped the will to fight it.
Yeah, where's
Rudy
Sidney
Giuliani
what happened
is
there?
still fighting it, and look what's happened to him.
That's correct.
I mean, Rudy Giuliani is being destroyed. They want to now go into his house and take his possessions. It's like,
what do you? For
because he stated something that was factually proven.
Correct.
On 2,000 Mules.
Correct. Correct.
I don't know.
For questioning,
but folks, they
the
lie
integrity
all the
of elections. How is that unconstitutional, or how are we not allowed to do that? Of course, now with that bill that the Pentagon can just go ahead and shoot you if you, you be wary of that. I do have some videos that I do want to play. I am going to play that Ohio election fraud that from their news station. I want to show you this. So let's hear this.
Frank LaRose today about the election-related lawsuit he filed against the Biden administration.
LaRose claims the Department of Homeland Security failed to give Ohio access to federal citizenship verification records that are needed to prevent those non-citizens from voting. Let's get to 10 TV political reporter Doug Petcash, who interviewed LaRose about why he is pushing this effort.
Yeah, that's right, Angela and Yolanda. Secretary LaRose says the state can use the Federal Systematic Alien Verification and Entitlements, or SAVE, database to verify citizenship, but says the Biden administration is denying Ohio access to 3 other federal databases.
The federal government is required to make this data available, and I believe we'll win this case and be able to access that citizenship data that we need to verify that only American citizens are voting.
This comes as LaRose works to remove non-citizens from the voter rolls and have some prosecuted for election fraud. In August, he referred potential evidence to the Attorney General's office that 597 people who were not U.S. citizens were registered to vote in Ohio. LaRose says 138 of those appear to have voted in past elections. Then last week, Attorney General Dave Yost announced indictments of 6 people who were accused of voting in more than one election. Ohio has more than 8 million registered voters. Now, with the lawsuit against the Biden administration, I asked LaRose why he's putting so much effort into this when the possible fraud cases represent such a small percentage.
600 is a small number, but every year we have elections that come down to a single vote. And so it's our duty to make sure that we don't allow people that are not eligible to vote. That's not something I'm going to apologize for. It's our responsibility.
Ohio poll workers are also checking IDs for citizenship status this election. If the back of the ID says non-citizen or non-renewable, they, of course, will not be allowed to vote.
Of course, they won't be allowed to vote. Why? The question there that aggravates me is why? Yeah. I mean, why when it's such a small number, right? It's such a small number. You take President Trump losing Arizona by 11,000, right? And you'd spread that across all the counties.
You mean,
600 per county, 1,000 per county, 1,000. Yeah, these small numbers add up, buffoon. That's why you do it, because they shouldn't be allowed to vote, whether it's 1 or 1 million.
You're right.
So there you go. So there you go. It doesn't matter if you should not be able to vote. So, don't. I like
just
that.
the ones we know about.
That's just the ones. That's right. It's just the ones.
But there's people trying to make this work, and there's people fighting against them. They're following their own state laws.
Yeah.
But then the federal government gets involved by saying you can't do that.
So what does that tell you? I mean, that's exactly again, you draw conclusions from their actions. What is the only conclusion we can draw from that? They need to cheat to win. They need these illegals, which we've been saying now, Jim, for over a year, why they are here, why they brought them in. There are other reasons we now know with the whole sex trafficking and muling drugs and all that. Well, we know that. But it is also to use their names for ballots, to throw them in the ballot boxes.
Have you heard Kamala or President Trump say anything about the 300,000 children that are missing under their watch?
No.
We still haven't heard anything on them from this administration.
Trump said it at a speech, but we haven't heard anything
from this administration.
Oh, now from this administration. Correct.
We're hearing it from people all over our side.
All over.
We're not hearing anything. So
300,000, is just a low number. It's the conservative number. It's not,
we know why Mitch McConnell doesn't help or doesn't push any bill that has punishing
falls
China.
On stage.
We know why he does that.
Yeah, correct.
He had made a lot of money on China, and he's not going to try and stop it. So we can identify that. So should the same be said for these politicians who won't fight this border, shutting down the border, for finding these children, finding these worse than deplorable people who go into child sex, who sell these children, who buy the children, the one who buy them. You have to wonder, maybe the reason they don't push it, maybe they're either involved directly or indirectly by ignoring it and just pushing it away. So, folks, this election, we keep hearing about it, but it's more. You want to talk about democracy, constitutional republic going away.
Yeah.
If Kamala Harris wins, you've already seen what they're going to do. Hillary Clinton and John Kerry have already said, if we on this show, our network, okay, so Seth's show, Elena's show, Alexandra's show, Eddie's show, Maurice and Steve's show,
Maurice,
all of these shows, To the Point podcast, all of them that are on this show, if it is deemed as misinformation, we're done.
Yeah, it's true.
We are done.
It's true.
And I'm not exaggerating that. That is what they're saying.
That is 100% factual, Jim. That's not an exaggeration.
So for all the group and our groups that's out there listening, that's why this is important, because what we're talking about today, I guarantee, with all these videos, even though we have all this evidence to show, it's misinformation that we're giving.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And so
because they deem it. Yeah. That's all they have to do is deem it as misinformation. You're right. And then you won't get the truth from shows like ours in this network. You won't hear that anymore. That's where we're going to be at. Jim, do you want to do Trump token real quick, and then we can come back and got a few more things to discuss, if you don't mind. You got it.
I got
all right. Well, I don't know. You don't. How do I know?
Trump token, folks. Here we go.
America faces challenges like never before. Economic uncertainty, social unrest, debt implosion. The foundations of our freedom are under attack. To restore strength, prosperity, and the American way of life, Trump must win.
I plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world.
Introducing the Trump token, blending the deflationary model of Bitcoin with the technological advancement of Solana. It's more than just a cryptocurrency. It's America's future medium of exchange. The Trump token pledges to donate 50% of proceeds, up to $50 million, to Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. Join the movement. Stand with Trump. Secure your future at thetrumptoken.com.
Number two.
Introducing the Trump token, America's cryptocurrency, a digital revolution to make America great again. Built on the high-performance Solana blockchain, the Trump token merges the economic principles of Bitcoin with the speed, scalability, and efficiency of modern technology. Designed to empower politically engaged communities, the Trump token taps into three major demand ecosystems: the Trump community, global cryptocurrency enthusiasts, and the internationally recognized Trump brand. In a world of financial uncertainty, the Trump token stands as a scarce and durable digital asset, positioned for growth within a rapidly expanding global market. Powered by Solana, the Trump token offers lightning-fast transactions, unparalleled scalability, and robust security, making it the ideal currency for both everyday use and political engagement. With a total supply capped at 21 million Trump tokens, 10 million are available for pre-sale at just $10 per token. In a powerful show of support, 50% of all pre-sale proceeds will be donated to Donald J. Trump's 2024 presidential campaign via super PACs. That's right, up to $50 million of crypto in kind will be donated to ensure Trump wins. On top of the donation, 40% free additional Trump tokens will be distributed over 36 months to all pre-sale participants who hold. Check out our official white paper for more. Driven by a decentralized governance model, the Trump token empowers its community to shape its future, ensuring the token remains aligned with the values of its supporters. Together, let's make America great again. Go to thetrumptoken.com to get involved. The Trump token. Own America's cryptocurrency now.
The
TrumpToken.com, please. Yep. What's that, Jim? Sorry.
The
you were gonna
TrumpToken.com.
Oh, okay. You said it with super low enthusiasm. So I'm going to try to up that a little bit. TrumpToken.com. People go to TrumpToken.com.
Oh, low enthusiasm.
Go to TrumpToken.com.
The entire show.
Just go to TrumpToken.com and go ahead. Go there.
Got
Help
a
out
couple.
if you can.
Got a couple things here. Why is it so hard? U.S. citizen with ID paper ballot. Well, it's hard because it makes it harder for the Democrats to win elections.
Yeah, Democrat would never hold office. You can't do that.
If you did all the things you just described, Rich, Democrats would never win an election.
They never win. We can't have that, can we? Free and fair elections.
It ain't misinformation.
Yep.
It is missing information. You are correct.
Yep. Very, very good. Aiken,
and
very
fraud
good.
is fraud. Buckeye, you are correct.
Doesn't matter how it's happening and when it's happening and which party it's happening from. But thank you for putting that up to the TrumpToken.com. We want to remind people of that, Jim, with enthusiasm, by the way.
The TrumpToken.com. Be there.
Jim.
Or be Dale.
Or be Dale. Jim, did you hear? So
I heard a lot of things.
In a different, so election interference is happens. To me, an interference is also election fraud, but election interference happens from normal everyday citizens as well, including one lunatic in Wisconsin. I'm going to play this, Jim. It's going to work, and we're going to watch this in action. Huh?
We love lunatics on this show.
Yeah. This one from Wisconsin. So let's take a look at this.
What I see is you stealing this sign. That I have you on tape, and I'm going to call 911. Right, and you're going to be arrested.
You see these lines here? This is
all I know
property.
is I watch you steal this.
Public property.
Got your license number?
This is public property, and you are wrong, okay? And you are a liar, and that sign is a liar, okay? You're on public property. This is a telephone. This is a public utility. This is an easement for a public utility. You understand? You're breaking the law. Do you understand this? You're breaking the law, sir. Do you understand?
All I did is watch you steal that sign that's in your car. These aren't mine. I'm just a citizen. So I'm going to get this in your car right here, the one I watched you steal. And I'm going to call 911.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You're on an easement, and you have signs.
So there you go.
That is the reason the signs are on that side of the pole.
Mm-hmm.
Is because it is not private property. Public property, they can put that on.
Yep, they can.
What is he talking about?
Look at him. I mean, he's a lunatic. What do you mean? What is he talking about? Of course. I'm sure if that was a Harris sign, he'd be very, 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 in tune with leaving it up there. I probably froze up again, didn't I, Jim? It sure looks like I did. Or maybe Jim did. I don't know. Can anybody hear me? Am I frozen, Jim? Write something in the comments if you can hear me. Am I frozen? Jim? Dead air? That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, we had dead air.
Okay.
We're back.
It said Jim
back,
did.
folks.
It said you froze. You froze, Jim, this time.
Yeah.
They said.
Well, but there's a reason. But anyway.
Oh, anyways, Jim did. Ha ha. Ha ha. You're fine, Dale. Ha ha ha.
Okay, I've got some enemies here now.
Jim
I don't
did.
think I
Yes,
like
Jim
this.
did.
Well, we both went off on mine.
You good,
on my
Dale?
computer.
I couldn't
So-
tell. But I didn't go off, apparently. Apparently, Jim did. Wow.
You went off on mine.
Because it was yours, stupid.
I
hate
have
you.
got
hate you.
full Wi-Fi. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Freeze frame. Don't
Here we
even
go.
bring that up. Freeze
We
frame.
don't want to bring that up. We're done.
Wrong, Peter Wolf.
Yeah. For those of you who are joining, like,
Yeah, there's no
I do
interview
have
today.
one quick thing I want to talk about. Okay.
I have a couple of videos too, but that's all right.
And I
You
do
can- you
real
can continue,
quick,
Jim, if you want.
I think it's very important to discuss this because everybody wonders. Well, there's a lot of people that wonder why was Tim Walz in China very often. Because he was in China a lot when he was
sleeping
in
with
the military.
China people.
Yeah. So he had a romantic fling with the daughter of a Chinese Communist Party official.
Good for Tim.
Yeah. So
that's all right.
So that's why he was there. He was having. Now this is more than just one network. If you go to
not speculation.
Newsmax, if you go to Newsmax and Breitbart, you'll see the whole story. It's there, and so we know why he was in. So now I am really concerned about what he shared, and I do believe an investigation needs to be made into this from that standpoint. Okay,
I agree
Needs to be
too.
made.
I agree. And maybe when he said I was in Tiedemann Square, maybe her name was Tiedemann Square. I don't know. So that's all I can. So maybe he was telling the truth.
Prepare me before you say.
So maybe that was her name. I don't know. Could have been. Yeah. So Tim Walz. Yeah, we know now. We know why.
Wrong.
So that could have been her nickname. $2 make you holla. Here we go. Is that racist? Was that racist?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. So let's go into this now. Did you hear if President Trump does become president again, and fingers crossed, and God willing, that does happen 6 days from today, or 6 months, depending on again when Maricopa
Or 4
County
years.
finishes.
according to the Babylon Bee.
So if he does, he's going to now do this. So says our good friend Whoopi Goldberg on The View. So
Always
let's
accurate
hear what Whoopi has to say, because who doesn't want to? Here it is. Here's what he's going to do.
All of you. Talking about you, it's us. He's not going to say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
He's also,
The hell's she talking about?
Breaking up interracial marriages. He's going to separate.
Is that what she was talking about?
Yes, he's going to separate interracial marriages. I mean, what isn't he going to do? I mean, it's not like he wasn't president for 4 years. It wasn't like there's some track record here.
Where
But
did she
now-
hear this?
Yeah, well, of course she heard, probably in her own one of the 12 personalities that goes through her stupid head. Where does she hear it? From her own mind, mindless mind. Yeah, that's where she heard it from. Brain dead individuals. But that's what he's going to do. He's going to break up interracial marriages. So if anybody's listening out there and you happen to be in an interracial marriage, but look out. Trump's going to separate you. Yeah, go to Canada. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then there's one more I want to play. And of course, this is Kamala dodging the question again about why didn't you do the things you say you're going to do while you had the chance to do them while you were the second, I guess, technically most important person in the country, right? Or
was this the interview
not
with
most
the
important,
Wisconsin?
second, huh? What?
Was this the interview with the Wisconsin journalist?
I think that was Milwaukee.
Yep.
With yeah. Why did you have that? You got that video, or do you have?
Oh, I have the story, so this is perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the question, and of course, here's Kamala's word salad response, non-responsive.
I think what
as
some
always.
voters are struggling with, and we've heard this across the state, is when you discuss your plans, they come back and ask, well, why haven't you done it already?
Well, I'm not president.
You're vice president.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to tell you what I'm doing as president when I have the ability then to do what I know based on my experience is a new approach that is about building on the good work that has happened. But there's more to do. There's more to do.
So when she can, Jim, when she finally, she knows what she can do when she has the ability, based on her experience, to do the things that need to be done that haven't been done because she hasn't done them. So that is Kamala Harris again.
She's vice president of the United States. All she has to do is walk to the office of the Oval Office and say, "Hey, I have an idea."
Joe, you got a minute?
Do you want to?
Joe, wake up! You got a minute?
Reduce the inflation. Let's do this.
Let's try this.
Do you want to help the American people? Well, let's do this. She never said that.
Well,
everyone likes to say the vice president.
She didn't have time. She was watching the border too closely.
The vice president has more power than people think because they are second in command. If the person above you, something happens to that person, you move into that position. So they're more powerful than they think they are. Okay, so folks,
see what has happened.
She could have done this. All right, let's just say, okay, she couldn't have. She was put in charge of the border, which means what she came back with to the president, he would have done. If she believed in securing our border,
if she believed in that, so here's what's happening. They have propped her up so much, Jim. I say the media, not even the party. I don't think the party. I think she thinks she's just abysmal at best, right? They have propped her up so much that it has gotten into her head that I'm going to win this thing. I am going to be the first Black, Jamaican, Indian, Chinese president, whatever she is today. And that she thinks she is better than she clearly is. And so when it comes to just simple questions, as if like, why didn't you do this before? Well, here's why. We thought this path was the direction to go, but in my administration, we're going to go down this path, and this is what we're going to do. Nope, she can't say that. Simple. What would you change other than, in the administration from Joe Biden? Not a thing. Wouldn't change a thing. Maybe you would change some things, for a guy who was one of the least popular presidents in our nation's history.
When you
think
look
he'd
at
want
what's
an answer
going
to
on.
that.
Yeah. I mean, the world's in shambles. All right. North Korea is now doing exercises with Russia. South Korea is now doing exercises with the Ukraine. This has become a world war, whether people want to admit it or not.
Yep.
All right.
Correct.
Now, when President Trump was in office, Putin didn't invade Ukraine.
I know.
Hamas was under somewhat control with Israel because they knew that if they attacked Israel, Iran was going to get hit by the United States. This is why they didn't do this, but they know these individuals who are in power right now aren't going to do shit. They're just going to let it happen, and that's what's happening. North Korea and Russia, folks, that is not good. Okay, now I know they're just doing, what do they call those little training sessions during a war?
Yeah,
during a war.
Yeah, they're teaming up. Yeah.
I'm just
tell me.
questioning some things. So, folks, keep an eye on this. I'm
Mhm.
telling you right now, this is not a good sign.
Mhm.
And North Korea is only there because China has allowed them to go there. Don't
Correct.
make any mistake about that.
Correct. Correct.
So they're playing our hand.
They are.
The world is waiting to see what the United States does.
Mhm.
When France steps up before the
Yeah.
United States, that's
Shocking.
bad. That is bad. Okay. So
Your people tend to surrender, Jim.
Yep.
I said your people.
Flag.
At any rate, yeah. So that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think the money's going to Ukraine? It's going back to the administration. This is a laundering scheme.
Zelensky's-
We know it, so it's got to keep going. We know that.
Zelensky's retirement.
Yeah, Zelensky's. Yeah, he's retired. All right. It's really, a brutal in war. By the way, why am I not seeing any of those pictures on the news?
Correct.
Why am I not seeing the devastation or the war or the missiles or all that? I mean, why aren't we seeing that, Jim? So
I just because we're being suckered into this.
we're being
stuff.
suckered into it like we have been.
We talk about Zelensky. Speaking of comedians, before we end, I want to remember when I cannot remember his name, folks. So I'm sorry, but remember when the comedian during a Trump rally or that dinner that they were at when he made the joke about Puerto Rico being a floating trash, that type of thing.
Yeah. You talking about the comedian that was at Madison Square Garden or the other?
Garden. Sorry, yes, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That talked about Puerto Rico and the floating trash.
Yeah, of course.
right?
It's been all over the news.
Right. So everybody's heard about it and demonized the man going after him. Apparently, they can do this, though.
Okay.
Trump said he was going to build a wall. And George Lopez said, you better build it in one day because if you leave that material out there overnight.
They're going to take it.
Yeah.
That
okay.
comedy is okay.
That comedy
to
okay.
insult the Hispanic people.
Was that the caveman from the Geico commercials?
I don't know what
was George
trying to
Lopez.
do. I don't know what he's trying to do. But first of all, if there was ever a comedian that has made more money that has never been funny, George Lopez figured it out.
He figured it out
because I tried watching his show.
Oh,
I tried watching his show
he's
when he was
terrible.
He's just not a funny guy.
He's not. He's just not a funny guy at all. Jim, let's hear real quick.
He is no George Carlin.
He is no, nobody is. Dave Chappelle might be. And anyways, let's hear from Lock and Load real quick. We'll come back, wrap up the show.
When ordinary coffee won't cut it, reach for Lock and Load coffee, the brew that means business. Crafted for those who demand more from their cup, Lock and Load delivers intense flavor, serious energy, and a sense of patriotism. Whether you're hitting the gym, the job, or the battlefield of life, Lock and Load coffee keeps you sharp and ready to go. Fuel your drive, stay unstoppable, and support an American-first brand. Lock and Load coffee. Ignite your day and conquer your mission. Do yourself a favor and order now at lockandloadcoffee.com.
Really, do yourself a favor. Go to lockandloadcoffee.com. Thank you, Buckeye, again, for putting that up, and Jim for doing it. You notice I stayed away from it, so we weren't taking it on and off at the same time. I did my job, Jim.
That never happened.
Lockandloadcoffee.com. Please go there, support them. Use coupon code 2guys. Get 10% off your first order. Continue using that code so they know you heard it here on the Patriots Per Network and on the 2 Guys 1 Coup podcast. Please go support them. Veteran supported, American first, family owned and operated. Truly, truly tremendous people. We are proud to be affiliated with them. Honest to God, proud to be affiliated with them. So please go support them. Let's get some comments up here real quick.
They have bean, they have ground coffee, and they have K-Cups, folks. And,
they do. Yeah. So either way, and the coffee club. Don't forget about
it covered. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Don't forget about the coffee club, so you never run out. Because you do not want to run out. That's for sure. So please go support them. We encourage that you do. Let's hear this. What do we got? This one, racist, no, politically incorrect. Yes, that is.
We are always.
Yeah, the little
politically incorrect.
$2 make me holler. You know, yeah, it's probably
For those of you
politically
that are
incorrect.
tuning in, that have been tuning in to us,
Mhm.
we are not worried about being politically.
We are not. This about Kamala. The woman is deranged, no doubt. This fun out, shields up, word salad incoming. That's her. We got this one here from Greg Carroll. Dear God, I cannot stand her. No vote Harris. I can't either. It's literally nails on a chalkboard. I literally thought Hillary was going to be. I thought that was my breaking point with hearing her voice. Kamala has outdone it. She's simply the Black, Indian, Jamaican, Chinese, Puerto Rican Hillary. That's what she is, or pastor. Because
the funny thing with the Hillary, the Clinton Foundation, you notice how quickly after she lost the election, how the Clinton Foundation went away.
Yeah,
All that foreign money that was coming in. Wonder what that was for.
And Epstein did not hang himself. I'm just telling you. We got this. They never had that power. They just installed as parts of the program. Of course,
talking about
it's true. Yeah, it's true. I mean, we know that, but yeah, I mean that is the truth, and it's obvious, clearly obvious now. So, we got this, Dale. God, thank you. Yep, we got this. We definitely got this. Jim, do you have anything else to add, folks? We're going to have next week's going to be super busy, obviously, with the election. We'll be back on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We will be on throughout the day on Tuesday, election day, with full election day coverage.
You get lots of this.
More of this, and perhaps by then, Cox donates to Kamala Harris. I don't know.
That might be it.
I'll have to check it out. They might. They absolutely might. But hopefully that'll be fixed. It got a little bit better as we went on. That tends to happen. I don't know. Maybe there was some jamming of the signal at the time we're on or something. I don't know why it gets better.
The next time what we'll do is when we get on to discuss what we're going to talk about, play them. And if they're jockey like that, do what you did.
Yeah, I just add them there. Just and it worked out fine. Yeah, because there was I don't know that there was a couple that I didn't get to play or you didn't get to see them, but that's all right. Yeah, thank you, because it was terrible the first 30 minutes, and I appreciate that, and I apologize to everyone who had to suffer through it. For the 30
we had
minutes.
another. Thank you, Aiken. Yep.
Thank you, Aiken. We appreciate it. Sheriff is near. Yep. We appreciate it so much. And we appreciate all of you. And please go like, follow, and share. Please go to our X channel, both at the Patriots Pray. See it there at the bottom, and at 2 Guys 1 Coup. Please go follow there if you don't mind. The shows are showing live on X. They're on Rumble. They're on YouTube for now. They're everywhere and anywhere you watch and or hear podcasts. Please go support the network. A lot of you do, and we appreciate that.
For the complete lineup, go to thepatriotsprayer.com.
Correct.
And they'll give you the hosts, when their shows are. And trust me, we're all the same. And there's some, we all have our different things we like to look at, like we like to do. I mean, the election right now is big with everyone, but
of course,
there are specific things that people talk about a little bit more in detail, maybe. So please check them out. They're all great personalities. We all enjoy, we love being a part of this network. We've met some great people. We're a part of some great people, and we're just trying to do the same thing, folks. We are just trying to do the same thing by getting you what you're not getting from the media.
That's true.
All right.
That's
let's
all.
face
Just
it.
bring you the stuff you're not
are
going
where
to
you
see in
get
here.
Podcast is where you get your stories from now. I mean, truth. Okay. Because we do. When we post, there are things that we could post that we would love to post, but we can't prove it.
I can't prove it.
We can't verify that it is accurate. So we don't put it out there.
Correct. We get sent a lot of stuff that we have to research and say, okay, that's not right. That's not true. That's not the whole story. So yeah, we try to be very, very conscious of it. The behind the scenes stuff on a podcast is it's involved. There's a lot involved. You want to make sure that you're at least presenting facts,
And we admitted we made a mistake today.
We do.
Got the wrong guy.
Absolutely. Like today. Like
got the wrong guy.
Just the wrong guy. And I'm thank God he didn't come on, regardless of who it was, because that first 30 minutes would have been, I'd have just left. I just you got it. I'm out. I would have had to, Jim. I don't want people to suffer through that. I mean, at any rate, it all worked out. Monday, we will be back at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you all there. Please, again, go share, like, follow.
Yes,
please go do all that. It's super, super important to get the word out there. We need people to hear about the network. Some network reps like Eddie and all that, they were on Sirius XM the other night.
Stacey
So
on the
the
right.
word's getting out there. Yep, the
Stacey
word's
on the
getting
right.
out there. So Monday also, we will have by then, and we'll start posting on our Facebook and all that, but the full lineup and who's going to be on election day and how you can hear everybody. And we will be on morning, mid-afternoon, early evening. We will be on all day, the whole network, and Jim and I will be here for a lot of that. So, and we're glad to, happy to do it. So, folks, stay strong. We got this. With this thing, I know it. I feel it. It's going to happen. God did not save President Trump's life for him not to be president.
Twice.
My dad said that yesterday, and I fully 100% agree with that statement. Yep, he did not do that. Here we go. Let's get this out of the way. Thank you. A couple more great shows. They have a great weekend, and see you all Monday. You too, Buckeye. Thank you so much again for all you do for us. We appreciate it, including this. x.com/2/2guys1coup. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for all watching. Don't forget to share. That's from probably Eddie or somebody at the Patriots.
Me.
Prayer. I'm not. Huh?
That's from me.
Oh, that's from you? You wrote that?
I
Jim, you
typed
actually
it.
typed that up while I was talking?
Typed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jim, you're so good. I'm just so proud of you. You're really growing
the
up.
lack of confidence you have.
No,
in
you're
me
just
is
really
amazing.
growing up right in front of my very, very own eyes here. And I'm not lack of confidence. Hell, you carried the show while I was failing today, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. So, Jim, until Monday, stay strong, people. We got this. God bless you all. God bless America. And we'll see.
Yes, you're right. Jim has skills.
Yep.
Thank you, Buckeye.
I'll just end it this way. Some people are good at typing and some people are good at love making. Which one's Jim? Anyways, here we go.
My typing is impeccable.
Adios, brother. We'll talk to you on Monday. Thank you,
See ya.
everyone. See you. Bye.